All right, there's North Coast Inspection. And Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Yourself?
Good. Good. We're over here in York today, and we're picking up the radon cans, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about radon.
Sure, absolutely. So, living up in New England, we've got radon all throughout the United States, but if you go on the EPA website, you'll see a predominant up in the New England area where we're more, higher concentration of radon. We have both, can catch radon in our water and in our air. As far as the air, we look at 4 picocuries, anything that we want to have it mitigated, just because there's a chance of lung cancer. They've done statistics that said 62 out of 1,000 smokers have the ability to, or possibility to catch lung cancer from radon. 6 out of 1,000 non-smokers living in a home with 4 picocuries or more have the possibility. And they've done studies that say basically 1 out of 15 homes in America do have radon particles over 4 picocuries. So it's something that it's always good to test for. We don't get rid of radon when we mitigate for it. We simply take it from, they depressurize your foundation, your basement, and we put it up in the air, and it just goes out in the atmosphere. So it just kind of makes a safe buffering area for this actual particular house. We're testing for radon air. They do have a radon bubble up system for the water. Radon water, we look at higher concentrations, about 10,000 picocuries in the water, and that's just because our stomachs have a stronger liner than our lungs. So why it's a higher level that they find acceptable before we mitigate. In the state of Maine, we're a little bit more stringent on our radon. It's
yes,
actually
that's what I wanted to ask you about that.
It's 4,000 in the state of Maine. So the national EPA is 10, but Maine we do 4. And I'll say, we're a little bit more radon conscious as far as our just certifications to conduct radon testing in Maine. Just to do a simple testing of canisters and placing them to take it to Nielsen Analytic, which is the lab that I use in Kennebunk. You've got to be certified. You've got to pass a national test. You've got to go through accredited school, which I went through, Spruce Technologies. And then I turn in monthly reports to the state of Maine. So there's some things that we're not so much up here, but as far
as that's not something that New Hampshire requires.
That is not something new. It's very interesting. New Hampshire is actually, there's no certification needed. You can basically put your canisters down. Any home inspector or person can do that in a real estate transaction. So it's interesting that Maine, we do. And they do track our results. We turn in monthly reports as far as the levels we have. It's just like I say, it's something that it's very it's not preventable, but you can put you a safe and living environment for your family just by a simple mitigation system of water or air mitigation.
Cool.
System.
Let's go take a look at what you've done inside.
Absolutely.
So Benjamin's leading the way here. So we'll be back at this house on Friday. Today's Monday. We'll be back here Friday. Chris is going to do the full-blown home inspection then, but we're getting in front of the time frame to do this stuff.
So this is something that we always put in place. Just to we do 2 things. We send an email out to the agents to pass on to the listing agent, and it's just more of closed house conditions. What we want. We want to make sure all the windows are closed 12 hours prior to setting the canisters. And then during the timing that we set it, we either do 48, 72, or 96 hours. It's just a reminder for the homeowner or the purpose. You can normal in and out is fine. We just can't leave windows open for any prolonged time.
Yeah, this house is vacant right now. Normally we're doing this in a house that's occupied, and that's where that comes more into play. So we're going to go down here. We have to test this in the lowest level of living space. In this house, it's down here.
And so here's our canisters that we're going to go ahead and close off.
Yeah.
And then we mark what time that we've closed those off. Like I say, they have to be done in 48, 72, or 96 hours, and you have a lapse of 4 hours. So if you set it at, let's say, Wednesday at 4 o'clock, you have to pick it up any time between after Friday before 8 p.m., or you have to let it run another 24 hours. So it needs to run in that 48-hour, 4-hour gap. And then Come on, go take a look at that. Show them the.
Oh
You
yeah,
actually have the bubble up.
the bubbler system for the water. Yeah.
So this is the bubble up. They call it. That's the bubble up. Anywhere. It's a pretty extensive piece of equipment. Your average air mitigation system run you anywhere from about $1,200 to $1,300. This actual piece of equipment run you anywhere from about $4,900 to $5,400.
Yeah, that's pretty substantial.
And basically what it does a lot of things, but just to simplify it, it simply is taking the water out of the well, it's churning it up, it's bubbling it up, and it's grabbing the air and simply doing the same type of mitigation system. It's just putting out into the atmosphere.
So that pipe there vents it up above the roof line.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's it.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
And we'll see you on Friday for our
Absolutely.
full inspection.
Look forward to it. Thank you.